Ooh, cool, kids. What it is. All right, so how are you, cool kids? We gotta have real talk today, you know what I mean? Like the real dope talk. No nonsense, no limit talk. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be amazing. Annie. All right, so guys, we got to talk about this. Price of silver. Oh my God, let's see what it is. So I guess what I'm going to tell you guys is, should you even be buying silver right now? And the only way to know the answer to that is to look deep in your heart and ask yourself this one question: where do you think silver is going? And how long is it going to stay there? Because silver right now is at $38.72. So if you bought yesterday or the day before, you have lost a little bit of money, right? If you sold, you never lose any money until you sell. Anyway, cool kids, you didn't lose a dime until you sold, and you didn't win a dime until you bought, right? Any way you slice it. So we can all have all the theoretical silver and silver prices we want. But remember this one thing: even if you do buy a silver contract, right? That don't mean you bought this. This is silver. This is real hard in your hand, ready to rock silver. You see the difference? A paper contract, a piece of paper, or a chunky monkey hunky, a silver spunky. Oh, what we got here? Something came in the mail. Well, hell, it's another Austrian coin. Now, this is right about half an ounce of silver. So at 1850, well, 18 and 18 is 36, 50 is 1, $37 would be about what it's worth, per ounce. So let's check that out. Are you ready? That is a 1975. Nice toner. Look at the toning on this. You see that rainbow toning? Ooh, is that showing through in the toner? Ooh, it's got some toning. Ooh. 1975. $100 Austrian coin, and it's not the one with the weird scarecrow looking dude on it. I don't have that one. I didn't have this one, but I don't have that one for sure. All right, we paid $18.50. The coin melts for $19.18. Well, it's right about half an ounce. 64% silver, 24 grams. That's the coin. And they made 2.515 million of them. I guess there's a mint mark on some of them. Interesting. Well, that's fun. All right. Anyway, yeah. Woo. The proof's rarer than the so. Yeah. Oh, proof. Got it. And then there was a special uncirculated. Not sure what that is. We could look it up on Numista though. They could tell us. Let's see. And this is Strauss, not the sower. So we got to type that in for Numista because the Numista gets confused. Pretty easy. Here we go. So yeah, you got really help Numista out sometimes. Sometimes it works the other way though. Yeah. Sometimes to get in the NGC, you gotta have the KM number. Yeah. The KM number would be 2923. So here we go. Now let's see. This says select. Select. What is select? Ooh, select. Nothing. Got nothing. A lot of times, Nemiso will show you exactly what it is. I don't know. Got my 4 aces beat. Huh. Well, they were doing some weird, bogus designs in 75, boys and girls. Some weird, bogus, BS designs. That's all I'm going to say about it. Yep. But, this one's pretty cool. Not sure what all this is. Are these angels? Oh, cherubim? Are they doing Nike stuff? I think they are. Uh-oh. Naughty coins. We have a naughty coin. You see it? They're kind of rough. The sculpture's kind of rough. Naughty coin. There you go. Alright. Anyway, moving right along. I guess if you keep it as a blob, it's all good. Alright, that is done. So back to silver. So silver is it's really doing some stuff right now. And the question is, do you want to be buying? Well, if you can get it for under melt, yes. Absolutely. I can't tell you where silver's headed. No one knows where silver's headed. We can look at the past. And in the past, if it's gone this high, it's hit 50. Or something really close to it. Intraday high, if you count intraday high, is 50. So, then you ask yourself, well, hold on, isn't inflation a thing? It is. So if 2011 was 50 and 1980 was 50, what on earth does it have to get to now to be the equivalent thereof? I don't know why I paid $38.95 for this thing. Huh. That was an error. Oh well. The answer to your question. Now I do get why I would pay $40 for this one. Is I forgot what I was asking myself, man. You have to realize that inflation is a constant. Just about that it varies in degrees, but we haven't had deflation since, as far as I know, we haven't had actual deflation since the 30s. So, and I could be wrong on that, but inflation is always happening. So you do have to calculate for that. So when I say silver at 50 today, it's not the same as silver at 50 in 2011. It's not the same as silver at 50 at any other time, because in order for silver at 50 today to matter, right, then it has to keep up with the inflation, right, that the dollar has experienced. So that's in if you're nominating in dollars. If you're nominating in gold, right, or real estate, so you can actually price silver and gold and things other than dollars, believe it or not. Yeah. You figure out how many ounces it takes to buy something, right? So how many ounces of silver would it take to buy 10 acres of land? Now the problem is you got to convert to dollars to figure that out. So dollars aren't out of the game. That's why a lot of times a lot of people will tell you dollars are still money. They're just not sound money. And there is something to that, because no matter what you're doing, you're going to eventually reach a point where dollars are needed for the transaction. Now, if the dollar has hyperinflation, though, and you have dollar-denominated debt, right? DDD. You are actually, if you have a nice pile of silver to go with that DDD, like say you were in Venezuela when Venezuela kicked off, you're actually in decent shape, because you can take that that same silver and turn it into paid off debts with a relatively small amount. Much smaller than you would have had to pay if you had purchased the item, before the hyperinflation. So again, inflation matters. How much inflation, when you get in, when you get out. But like I said at the beginning of the video, you haven't lost anything until you sold. That's really the point of this exercise. You are in it to win it, as long as you haven't sold. If you sell, well, then things get rough. Because once you sold, that's it. Those silver atoms are no longer in your possession. So you are no longer in control of your own destiny. Now it's so hopefully you took that silver that you traded in for dollars or whatever, land, and did something really useful and productive with it. Because that's really the advantage this stuff has, is it has a intrinsic value. That intrinsic value has stood the test of time for 5,000 years. So, no matter what you think, someone will give you something for your silver. If anybody tells you they wouldn't, well, they're not really paying attention to history. Although some might argue past performance is no guarantee of future results, but I would argue that 5,000 years is a pretty conclusive case study on this topic. Now, if we're talking about Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, yeah, definitely this is new ground, right? We've never had a cryptocurrency before, because we never had computers until fairly recently in human history. So we don't know where all this will lead. The blockchains, are they impervious to being hacked? We don't know. No one knows. If someone tells you they know, if someone tells you that an EMP attack won't destroy it all, well, they don't know that. On the other hand, they might know enough about computers to tell you that it's unlikely or whatever, but here's the thing. How much are you willing to bet on that? This you can bet on. You can bet that this 0.5208 ounces, right, for $20.04, which is probably just a little bit above melt, is going to still be 0.5208 ounces. This Onza with the Tatas is still going to be an Onza de Plata Pura. Yeah. Lay 0.999 Plata Pura. Every day. All day. Twice on Sunday. So guys, I'm gonna leave you with that. Here's some more cool Mexican stuff. I like cool Mexican stuff. Ooh, Mayan stuff, Aztec stuff. Oh boy. Oh yeah. And I want you guys to have a resplendent day. I want you to find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. And yeah, what do you think? What do you think the price of silver is going to do? Do you think this will be under melt? Let's see here. Say, oh yeah, $29.48. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Time will let us know. Yeah, if I could keep time in a bottle. And you know, that's another cool thing about silver. It's kind of like keeping time in a bottle. Oh, that's definitely under melt. No doubt about that. $17.68. Man. Huh? Cool stuff. Cool stuff. What about you? Were you under melt? I bet you're under melt. Man, oh man. The refiners are going to love me, guys. Because they don't care where the silver's from. They don't care if it's Mexican silver, American silver, 90%. They do care if it gets under 50%. I know that. But yeah, 9.9027 is fine with them. They'll melt that just the same as they'll melt 64% silver, which is what this is, right? It's all gravy. Anyway, ciao.